Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with some dev responses, changes to schedules, Star Citizen doing some Red Bully things, a 50-player 890 jump meetup, which is probably the most expensive meetup I've seen to date. We also have a look at the Siege of Orison and how that's improved the persistent universe, and meet the localization team from inside Star Citizen. For those of you expecting an AI-focused episode of Star Citizen Live today, you're going to be disappointed because Cloud Imperium have had this to say. Hey all, due to a scheduling conflict, we're postponing the AI episode of Star Citizen Live. In its place this week, we're bringing Damien Duvax. I mean, it might be Damien Duval, I'm bad at names. Lead character artist from Turbulence onto the show for a one-on-one interview at 3 PM UTC. Jared and Damien will be discussing the who, what, when, where, why of coming over to CIG and their efforts to build a new character team exclusive to Star Citizen that can deliver like never before. Fans of our Meet the Devs segments of old, this will feel familiar to you. I'm actually quite looking forward to that just because I'd like to know what that new character team is specifically focused on and what they're planning to do in the short to mid-term. There was a Spectrum post, Squadron 42 progress tracker, I mean, look at it, where the original poster there is concerned that only 2 teams for Squadron 42 have any work showing beyond December 2022, and most teams only have showing up until September. Cloud Imperium responded, hey all, the reason you're seeing these end in September is due to the majority of Squadron 42 teams being downstream. Downstream teams only schedule out 1 quarter at a time, i.e. the current one, due to the nature of their work. I do think the way that Cloud Imperium show off their development on the roadmap tracker and the progress tracker and all that sort of stuff is a double-edged sword. It certainly shows off a lot of cool stuff, but it's not a typical roadmap. It's not a traditional roadmap, and it can leave you with a lot more questions sometimes than give you answers. Obviously, Cloud Imperium not giving us that much information about Squadron 42's development compared to Star Citizen's Persistent Universe is another big one there too, and I wish they did give us a bit more, but they will in time. I saw a press release as well. Star Citizen joins Red Bull's underground games series Other Worlds, now streaming on the Red Bull Gaming YouTube channel. So Cloud Imperium have done some stuff with Red Bull before, with the Red Bull Levels series that looked at various games and their studios back in 2019, and obviously it looked at Star Citizen and Cloud Imperium then. So they basically now have an episode where they have a content creator, Grand Pooh Bear, playing in the Daymar Rally in Star Citizen and talking to Tyler Watkins, Xylo, about an overview of the game. What I think is interesting here is that they're trying to look at Star Citizen as something that could be played competitively, like with the Daymar Rally, with that sort of slight esports vibe there. And we do know that Star Citizen has relatively good success with its communities organising competitive events. Something I thought was pretty cool that I saw on Reddit was by Donny G and Dr. Quest MD, and they posted about a 50-player 890 jump get-together that they participated in. And yeah, they basically had a load of 890 jumps, landed in a really long row, and it made a zipper-like scene. And what you're seeing on screen is about $45,000 of ships. Now, that's a target for a Hercules A2 with mother of all bombs. Congratulations to everyone that was involved with that and actually being able to set up 50 players meeting with 890 jumps and not having your frame rate go to 1. I think that's actually quite a good indicator for the game and its sort of performance getting significantly better, able to have all of this sort of showing in an area together without causing the servers to implode. Cloud Imperium released an Inside Star Citizen occupation localization that covered the Siege of Orison and how it's evolved the persistent universe, but also met with the localization team who make both Squadron 42 and Star Citizen playable in other languages. And more than playable, fun to play, don't lose any important things when they localize it. So the Siege of Orison was the most ambitious event that Cloud Imperium have built so far to date. It pushed the underlying tech for Star Citizen quite a long way. There's a big focus on cooperative healing, looting, and FPS combat in Siege and general coordination. These events allow for Cloud Imperium to make a lot of improvements to Star Citizen in specific areas. 100+ player servers, better animations, netcode tweaks, and improved performance all came partly because of the Siege of Orison and the sort of push they were doing. Some of it's sort of like not directly related, but at the very least an indirect cause of Siege of Orison was 100+ player servers. A huge amount of bugs were fixed. Getting payouts with each objective done rather than after you've sort of finished the entirety of the Siege of Orison. Bosses falling through the floor and not spawning properly. Players get an objective now and a reward for disabling the anti-air on each platform. And there's loads of little tweaks to the AI. They're a lot more functional. They're much less likely to just go entirely AFK. Shuttle camping and griefing were prevented at least somewhat by placing some guards there. When the mission ends, when Siege of Orison ends, players are now more aware of that, and leaving the area will give you all the appropriate rewards. They are still working to improve the Siege of Orison with dialogue improvements, extra things to do in the event, including things for later rivals to get involved with more easily. But I suppose it would also be for players that have been taken out and are rejoining the event as well, but don't want to go all the way to where the current platform is. I really enjoy Siege of Orison. It's probably at the same sort of level that I enjoy the Xenothreat event. It's much easier to access than a lot of other mission content in Star Citizen's universe as well, as it's attached to a landing zone, and if you die, you can spawn relatively close by. There's a lot of people that can just join up with that mission with you because, again, it's next to a landing zone. However, there are still issues with the event which can cause disruption. For me, the thing I've experienced the most is assaulting that admin platform near the end and getting like stuck on a tree or janking near an object, and it thinks that I'm in the object, so I can't land properly. So then you're sort of just stuck there until you die, until the sort of turrets decide that they will start shooting you. But obviously your players can't really disembark without falling a huge height and breaking their legs. I'm sure lots of different players have different bugbears about that event. And please tell me yours if you've got something that you're like, this is what I hate about the Siege of Orison because I keep on facing it, or something that's just ruined your play session. I am also looking forward to more and more crime stat updates and law updates and forgiveness updates coming in the future, because I don't want people to get accidental crime ratings. If you've just shot a friendly guard with like 1 round, okay, that should be relatively forgiven. Also, if you've got crime stat 1 and 2, I don't think you should be kicked off a lawful mission. I don't think it should be kicked off the Siege of Orison. Maybe there should even be payoff terminals nearby so you can pay off that the crime stats are there. So you can expect the Siege of Orison to be run a load more, not just in the 3.17.2 cycle, but also in future patches. And we do know that Cloud Imperium will be running Xenothreat again in the future after some balance changes have been made. Cloud Imperium's localization team is around 6 months old, and at its core sort of translates Star Citizen and Squadron 42 into other languages. Cloud Imperium spans 5 studios across 4 countries. Obviously, English is their major focus for the game, as the language that most people will be playing in, although there are obviously Xi'an and Banu and other alien languages which are sort of real. But beyond that, Spanish, Korean, French. Localization is more than just a direct translation into those languages for other people. It's making sure the game has appropriate signposting, UI, and nuances that aren't then lost in the game, and that the legal documents, the website and store pages all align out of the game as well. So there's parity with that. No confusion between any languages. Typically, localization is done as one of the last steps of a project, but as Star Citizen is a live product and it's growing player bases around the world, and they're sort of growing in all these different languages, for them it seems important to focus on that somewhat. There have been some fan-made localization patches previously, so Cloud Imperium, I suppose, wanted to jump on that and control it a bit more and support it in an official capacity too. Also, obviously, it's essential for players to be able to enjoy Squadron 42 in other languages. And Star Citizen, you want to know what all the buttons do, and a lot of stuff can't just be gesture-based. Oh, that's something. I was watching a little preview of Scorn, which is sort of like a Geiger-esque first-person puzzler shooter-esque. But what I really liked about it was all gesture-based. There doesn't appear to be any language or writing it in at all, just gestures and weird contraptions. But I suppose for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you don't want Easter eggs or in-jokes or references to be lost just because it's in a different language. You want to be able to capture all of that. I'm really interested to see if it's going to be subbed or dubbed Squadron 42 or both, and what their counterparts and voice actors in different sort of languages sound like. You should use your eyes more. Maybe get yourself a Tobii Eye Tracker 5. And it's natively supported by Star Citizen. Gives you a load of more immersion and control. Oh, my eyes can look around the screen and do cool things. Check it out in the links below. Also use code BoredGamer to get a discount if you are interested. Boom! That's it for today. We are expecting Alpha 3.18 to go to Evocadi next week, so look forward to that. And CitizenCon, that's only a couple of weeks away. October 8th. Ooh, there's a huge amount coming up. But what do you think? Have you enjoyed the Siege of Orison events? Or have they been too buggy or hard to access for you? Or, yeah, what have your experiences with them? Do you own an 890 jump? Or is it something that you want to work towards in-game eventually? What do you think of a load of players meeting up to do silly things, like take a picture of a load of 890 jumps? Are you excited for CitizenCon? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I'm Nord Catcham, and it's my mission to become a Nord Master. Oh no, it's Team Hacksaw! Hacksaw uses trackers and blocks your ability to go on websites like Netflix and watch the content that you want to on Netflix? Question mark. Go NordyChew! NordyChew uses nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It is super effective. He beats Team Hacksaws and he becomes a NordVPN master, a Nordymon master. Fortunately, with NordVPN, you don't need to catch them all. You just need to get a subscription from nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for September, we're giving away 3 ships, 1 each, to 3 different lucky winners. The Origin 100i, the 125A, and the 135C. Any of these solid starter ships will allow you just to jump in to Star Citizen and play right away. All you need to do is comment on any of my videos made during the month to be in for a chance of winning one of those. More details in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to further support the channel, consider using the join button under my videos or becoming a Patreon. Either way, you'll get access to some exclusive content and have more of a voice in shaping the channel. A huge thank you to anyone that already does that. You are amazing. I love you. Zin also is contractually obliged to love you. There is a link for donations and all that jazz in the description below as well if that is your preferred medium. It is super appreciated, genuinely. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.